Okay, so had a few technical difficulties. So the last thing we had in part one was finishing up the dog. So you should get everything colored and then make sure that things are ordered in the correct way. So the ears are behind the head. Here I have the front feet. Well, these are the back feet and they should be behind the front feet. So I just clicked to select them both. Arrange, and I'm going to send them to the back. However, the tail should be behind the back feet. So now I'll just right click on the tail, arrange, and send to back. Okay, I believe everything is all nicely ordered. The next thing you're going to do is your second animal, which I'm not going to really walk you through that, but just keep in mind that in the assignment pen tool practice in Canvas, there are these files here. Drawing practice has a lot, and then the dragon, Hello Kitty, the mouse, those have some different ones. So in Illustrator, I would just go File, Place, go to my downloads or wherever I saved these files and import it. Oh, whoops, see, I don't want that one, that's the dog. Whoops. Try that again, Place, just do Drawing Practice. There we go. So then I would just choose the one that I'm going to do. So like, let's say I'm going to do the bee. I'll just choose that one. Zoom in, because there's no reason to not be close, because it's just so much easier to work with the pen tool and any tool really when you're closer. And then you just go ahead and do it piece by piece. Remember, you want to do clicking and dragging to get things kind of smoothed out. Don't just you know, click and let go and make it all choppy looking, okay? So frankly, for one wing, that's all I want. As you're drawing also, it will help and be a lot easier if you set it to no fill, and at least while you're drawing, I'll just make it this nice bright color that's easy to distinguish. Then when I'm done, I can go back and fill it in and get it colored, okay? Now I'm just gonna leave that one there, because you'll just, depending on which one you do, depends on how it'll work. Now you're going to do, the last step is going to be to create a border using what's called the blend tool. I'm going to start over here where I have some shapes I've made, and the blend tool is this one right here. So if I take the blend tool and I click from this shape to this shape, it blends them together. Now that's one way, and if you double click on this tool, it shows you the different options. So smooth color is the one that it is right now. I could switch to specified steps, which at 254, that means there's 254 squares in between. Let's say I wanted to just make it 5, and I'll choose preview. Now you can see that, you know, 5 might be too much, I'll do 4. There's that. So just depending on how many you put in, just as how many steps it takes. I could also choose specified distance. So there's only 4 points between each square. If I do like 75, that's how many. So if that's not enough, I could do maybe 125 between. And there we go. Now I'm going to click away with just the regular black selection tool, and then I'm going to go back to the blend tool, and you can do it with shapes. However, you can also do it with symbols. So if I click from here to here, it blends symbols. Symbols don't always blend quite as well, as you can see that it kind of becomes square, and then still, that's not necessarily bad if I was gonna do a border. The thing with doing borders are, let's say that I go like this and I put this flower here, and then I'm gonna take this circle and I'm gonna Control C to copy it, Control V to paste, so that they're the same size. You also see these little green guides that kind of tell me where it's centered, so I want to have it centered with the flower so that they're even. Then I'd maybe go Control C, Control V, put this flower here. While I'm at it, I'll Control V and put the flower over here as well. And then let's just Control C, Control V one more time with this and put it in the middle. Okay, so now if I took the blend tool and I went click to the first one, to the second one, to this one, down, and then connect back up. There I have a border. Obviously I didn't straighten those up perfectly because this flower is not quite right, but still. And I could double click and it's smooth color right now. I could do specified steps. Sometimes the distance is better. Ooh, well, you can see what that does. We'll say 120 and see how that looks. Okay, so now they're all evenly spaced. Even 120 is almost too much, so I'll do 100. And there we go. So when you do it on yours, I've already got mine set up with the puppy, where if I take this tool and I click here and go to here, 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 to connect them all, there's a border, and this is not a bad border, certainly it works. I prefer to have the steps. Do like 4. Yeah, I like that as a border personally. You don't have to though, however you want yours to look is fine. So now I'll just go ahead and I'm going to File, Export, make sure it is a JPEG. I'm going to put mine in my downloads, but I want you to put yours where you're actually going to be able to find it. Export, these defaults are all fine, and then just go ahead and upload it to your pen tool practice. And you're done.